into the Stone and Wood post show, and what a post show it's going to be. So many highlights from an epic 4 days of competition here at the Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro, presented by GWM. Worthy champion Stephanie Gilmore, the Queen, breaks through for a record 34 CT wins, breaking her own record. The 38-year-old really built nicely through the contest, and she has made a huge charge up the ladder. Ethan Ewing, his third championship tour win, and he's made a huge climb. He's got his title campaign back underway, and have a look at this crowd just capturing the magic down here at Snapper Rocks. And this crowd has been electric through 4 days of epic competition, amazing performances. And we can't wait to look at the highlights here, because there is plenty of them as we get set for the presentation. And it's going to take Joe Topella a while to fight his way through the people down there to the main stage, so that'll give us the opportunity to talk about what we just witnessed over these 4 days. It has been legendary. Ronnie Blakey, joined by Richie Lovett, Jesse Starling, and man, oh man, where do we start? Because I don't know what to start with, because there's that many highlights to break down.
Yeah, it's been an incredible 4 days of competition. One thing's for sure, pro surfing is in a very healthy place right now. I think this event has been one of the highlight events that I've ever been a part of as a commentator. Just some historic performances on the forehand, on the backhand. Incredible to see Eth get the win, and Stephanie, you know, the GOAT, she did it.
Yeah, that was huge. We're going to have a real close look at Steph's run through this event, and to that incredible 34th win, Jesse. But yeah, everyone got what they needed, this crowd. They got a hometown hero, a victory there. The big Brazilian contingent that were down here on the beach cheering saw the best performances of the contest from Felipe Toledo and Sammy Pupo. It was awesome.
It was unreal. This has easily been some of the best days of my life over the last 4 days. I'm actually gutted that it's over so quickly. I'm like, wow, no, let's keep going. Just the atmosphere, the people, the surfing that went down. I obviously didn't get to experience those 90s kind of surf contests where there was heaps of crowd down the beach, and it was that almost festival-like feeling. And I feel like that's exactly what this event was. It was more than an event. It felt like a festival. It was like Coachella in Australia.
It was, yeah. We had the Skegs down here yesterday playing on the main stage, but it was a public holiday here in Queensland as well. And the Queenslanders, they stood up. Yeah, Ethan Ewing, obviously Liam O'Brien making it to the semis as well. But yeah, Ethan Ewing, Rich, let's talk about it. That was huge.
It was just an incredible performance from Ethan Ewing, and it feels fitting that he gets the win here at Snapper Rocks. You just feel like his surfing is just so suited to this style of surfing. You know, Ethan, he had a big run to come through to the final, beating Cowley Vast in the quarters, and then that heat up against Liam O'Brien was one for the ages, was one for Queensland. Both had that point break pedigree, and they really just laid it down. But
let's have a look at the run through the quarters, working with Phil McNamara, Ethan Ewing, Mick Fanning's old coach, and he's a mastermind. He had a good day out here. But Ethan, you know, it took a little bit to get going in his very first heat, but once he banked some numbers, you know, you could see the nerves were gone. You know, I think the mental damage that was served out in those first couple of events, he washed that off and really set his mind to taking to these waves and doing his best surfing.
We spoke about it on day one. It was a really rusty start for Ethan by his standards. He really didn't get those results that we were expecting from him. And then bring him to Snapper Rocks and pumping Snapper Rocks at that, combo it up with Bill McNamara, just his expertise and everything he's learnt with Mick over the years. And Ethan, it just feels really that it was the perfect combo. It was the perfect ending to what had been an incredible week. He found his feet every single time he was up and riding on these waves, and you can see how much it means to him to have his hometown crowd here as well, a lot of his best mates. But some of these rides were beyond incredible. He went excellent so many times in this event, and more than anything, he just looked like he was having fun.
As you said, Rich, really close finish with Liam O'Brien there in the semis. And then he had Connor O'Leary to overcome in the final. And Connor, he's been feeling it, and he took down the toughest opponent in the draw in the semi-finals to earn his place here.
Yeah, he sure did, beating Felipe Toledo in the semi-finals to get the match up with Ethan Ewing in the final. And really, it was a sort of a tale of two halves. The first half is where Ethan really picked up his good rides. He got another a great one right at the end and increased his scoreline. But it was up to Connor to come bouncing back and try and wager a real fight back. And unfortunately, just couldn't find the waves to do it. But Eth was just rock solid, man. He's just been putting this forehand display of surfing. I called it fluid, you know, and just effortless. He moves like water across the water.
So true. Really interesting this heat too, because these guys are kind of meeting in the middle on neutral ground to fight it out for the win here. Connor coming from just up the coast from Lennox Head, and Ethan travelling just south from Stradbroke Island, and man, they just they went mad this week. Really impressive results, and a big bounce back for the Australian contingent, especially on that top side of the draw. They didn't have much to celebrate in the first event. George Pittard's the only surfer at Bells that got to the third round from Australia. So, you know, this has been a big one, and Ethan back up into fourth spot now. Pretty impressive.
Super impressive. And you're so right, Ronnie. There was almost a divide in the crowd. There was so many Lennox crew, even Cronulla crew coming up, and then so many Stratty supporters down here. But Ethan, you can see, like I mentioned earlier, just having his family down here. He's such a proud uncle as well. So to put on that performance for his nieces and nephews, it obviously meant the world to him.
It did, yeah. 8.33, 6.23. The back half of that, the start of the final had a huge exchange, and the back half of the final, it did get a little slow. We knew that tide was going to have an effect on the conditions, Rich.
Yeah, it did. It got a little tricky towards the end, but anyway, that's the way it rolls out. You know, both the competitors are dealing with the same conditions, and Eth found those waves, but he converted on them. He's been rock solid. He only made a couple little slip-ups this morning, falling off a couple of times. We were like, whoa, what's going to happen here? But he tidied that up real quick, and that road to the final was brilliant.
Ethan has put himself in title contention before, and you know, when you think about him and the fact that his victories have all come on his forehand, you got to be thinking, when he's looking at the tour schedule, he goes, Bells, I'll bank a result there. Margaret's, I'm a pretty good chance at a result. Gold Coast, I've got to capitalise. Bells was a shocker for him. Fell out in his first heat. You know, I think that really hurt him a lot. He steadied the ship somewhat at Margaret's, but a quarterfinal for someone like Ethan, who's kind of got to make up ground now on these rights before he gets to the lefts, where he's probably got a bit more on his hands. He did so well here to convert this into a win.
Yeah, definitely. I said it in the final, you know, he would have been eyeing off the schedule, and Bells and the Gold Coast would have been ones where he gone, okay, first, you know, but it's great to see him get that world title campaign back underway. I actually loved in the post-heat interview that he acknowledged that. You know, he's thinking world title. Yeah. At this point, he's not just going, oh, I want to get a win here and there. He's like, I got my world title campaign back on track. Yeah,
we'll see if he can gouge out a result on his backhand over there in New Zealand. But it is time to hand out the trophies. It's going to be a special and emotional presentation. We're going to throw it down to Joe Turpel.
Thanks so much, Ronnie. Hi, everybody. You guys are incredible. Give yourselves a round of applause. How good's pro surfing, huh? Holy smokes. One of the raddest crowds I think we've ever seen down here at Snapper Rocks. That was really amazing. You guys lifted the whole vibe each and every day, running 4 straight days in a row. We absolutely scored. So officially, welcome to the awards presentation for the Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro, presented by GWM. This is the third stop on the 2026 Championship Tour. This year, we're selling 50 years of the World Tour. Imagine what's next. You're seeing it all happen right now. This is also the last stop of the GWM Aussie Treble. Yep, we've got 2 Tank 300s to give away today. That elite level at Snapper Rocks, it was a game-changing platform. How about that heat with Gabriel Medina and Felipe Toledo? That changed everything. Unbelievable to see those 2 giants of the sport go head-to-head. And how about DJ Shimmy Disco, Dimity Stoyle, representing all of you guys from the trials. Got barreled, didn't get interference. That's an iconic moment that will forever live as a part of this event. Before I continue, the World Surf League would like to acknowledge that the Gunjambura and Minyangbao people of the Bundjalung Nation, acknowledging them and pay our respects to their elders, past, present, and the future, and extend this acknowledgement to all First Nations people who join us today in person and also around the world on our broadcast. Thank you so much. Big thank you to Bonsoy, our title partner of the event. and GWM, our presenting partner of this event. And thank you to all of our amazing event partners from Experience Gold Coast, the Queensland government through Tourism and Events Queensland, Yeti, Red Bull, Apple Watch, Surfline, Eero, Flow State, Stone and Wood, Bond University, Hydrolite, BioGlan, Boost Mobile, Mophie, Icy, Coastal Real Estate, SNS Group, Fat Boy Bikes, Breitling, Florence, Surfboard Empire, WSL One Ocean, True Surf, Gold Coast Bulletin, Triple M, and CFM. Thank you guys so much. And a big thanks once again to this community. We know you have a world-class wave here. Thanks for letting us hang out on it for the last 4 days straight. It's been absolutely remarkable. And the local board riders as well. You guys put on a show this morning, led by team captains Mick Fanning and Joel Parkinson. Thanks, guys. One thing all these people up here have in common is they love pro surfing, pure and simple, and they love you. They put so much hard work in making events like this possible. Let's hear it for Renato Hickel, WSL Vice President of Tours and Competition. Been a part of this game for a very long time. We love your work. Next to him, Andrew Stark, a proud Gold Coaster, living right here. WSL APAC President, man. Love your vision. You were coming with you, man, no matter where you go. Also, Jim Wilson from Bonsoy, CEO and founder, man. Thanks for all your love you put into our sport of surfing. John Warren from Experience Gold Coast, CEO. Thanks for being here and hosting us so well once again. On you, John. Honorable Laura Gerber. She got us fired up at the press conference. Member for Currumbin, Minister for Youth Justice and Victim Support, and Minister for Corrective Services. And she predicted the champions, believe it or not. Thanks so much. Well, this is the third stop of the year, and the second year in a row we've done the GWM Aussie Treble. Second year in a row we're giving away the keys to the GWM Tank 300. You guys have been looking at it every day here on the beach. It's time to hand out those keys. This guy took a break last year, not because he wanted to, but he got hurt. He's the most successful surfer on tour to date that's competing for his 4th world title this season, and he happens to be world number 1, your champion of the GWM Aussie Treble, Gabriel Medina. Bada bang. I'm not sure how many cars you have at home, but I know this is means a lot to you, Gabriel, because you're back in your happy place. There's a calmness about your whole vibe right now, man. And to start off this season like that, to win a brand new GWM Tank 300, what does that mean for you?
Oh, it's amazing, and I'll make sure I give you a ride when you come to Brazil, right? I'm just really happy to start the year like this. Putting good results, and just to be back, really, you know. I was not expecting to get a car here, you know, and leading the rankings, but I'll take it. I want to thank all the fans that came support us. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. Yeah. I love watching surfing. Today was really fun to watch all the guys going out there, ripping the waves. The girls did amazing. Stephanie, that was incredible. Congratulations. Lulu as well. She did amazing. She's been improving so much. And Connor, goofy proud brother. He did amazing. I love this guy. He surfs so good. And Ethan has been improving so much. He's so gnarly. And I'm just loving watching all these guys ripping, you know, motivate me so much. I want to do even better. So I want to thank all you guys. Thank you.
Gabriel Medina, world number 1, and getting the keys to a GWM Tank 300. This young athlete representing Brazil, raised on the island of Oahu, is turning in her best season to date. Your champion of the GWM Aussie Treble. Let's back Luana Silva. Bada bang. Luana Silva, back-to-back finals. Very deserving champion. Hold that trophy up, Lulu. Oh, is it really heavy? To start off with this much heat, on fire, back-to-back finals. I know you really, really want to win one, but it's got to feel good to get keys to a brand new ride.
Wow. I don't have a lot of words to say. Just really, really grateful for what I'm living and who I'm living it with. I have an incredible team behind me. I have amazing friends that came all the way from Hawaii to celebrate this with me. My mom came over, Leandra, Dora, all my friends, family at home that's watching, everyone in Brazil too that just cheers me on. It's insane. But yeah, I really, really wanted to win today, but it'll get there. It's in God's plan, and yeah, just following God's plan, and I'm really happy.
Fantastic. Do you like driving in Australia on the other side of the road?
I'm practicing. I think I get the hang of it. I can't drive a manual, so I'm really glad this car is automatic.
With this hybrid technology, you barely need to start for fuel. Congratulations, Luana Silva. You're champion of the GWM Aussie Treble. What a final. What a last 4 days. It's hard to take it all in. This guy represents Cronulla. He represents Lennox. He represents Japan. He represents just being a good human. He represents being Rami's dad. Let's hear it for your runner-up in the final, Connor O'Leary. Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro, presented by GWM, runner-up. You put the fear in your opponent's eyes, which are all friends with you, by the way. Just the amount of compliments they were giving you in their post-seed interviews of having a lethal backhand. It's got to be really proud when you get a compliment from your peers on this tour.
Yeah, man, you know, to get such a great compliment from Gabe just then, you know, nearly brings a tear to my eye. You know, he's my massive inspiration, and yeah, to represent the Goofs and the Goofy tribe as best as I can is a big goal of mine, especially, you know, surfing the right point. So yeah, no, I was stoked to how I showed up today, and man, this crowd was unbelievable. Thanks so much. Mate, you guys are the ones that were firing me up, and yeah, were, you know, put me to perform my best today. So yeah, thanks so much, and yeah, all gas, no brakes for the rest of the year, baby. Woo!
Let's hear it for Connor O'Leary. Runner-up. Another great final for Connor, moving to Raglan for stop number 4. Well, we just talked to her, and she is living in the best time of her career. Started off swinging at Bells Beach with a quarterfinal and just gone back-to-back runner-up in big events from Margaret River to right here at Snapper Rocks. Let's welcome back Luana Silva. Runner-up with the Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro, presented by GWM. What a beautiful trophy. Lulu, we just had a nice conversation, but there was a post you made on Instagram when you had the heat with Steph back at Bells, and you were like up to Steph's waist. You're just a little grom, and the words you spoke about surfing against someone like Steph were surreal. But now that you got to experience a final with her, share the water with what is a 34th win for a legend of our sport, what does that mean to you?
It's incredible. Again, I have no other words to say. She's been my inspiration since that photo that was taken. I was like 7, 8 years old, and I've been drawing inspiration for her ever since. I've only ever dreamed to share a final with her at Snapper. Someone asked me the other day as well, like, who would you wish to share a final at Snapper? I said, Steph Gilmore, obviously. Yeah, it's insane. I'm living a dream come true. I really wish to come on top, but it couldn't have happened any better. Queria agradecer a todos os brasileiros que estavam na praia também. It felt like Brazil out here, honestly. I felt like the whole beach was on my side. I loved the support. Adorei a torcida de vocês. Muito, muito obrigada mesmo. And Yeah, just another big thanks to Leandro and the job we're doing. If you would have told me a year ago or even at the start of the year that I'd be in number one, it's insane. And to make 2 finals, I wouldn't have ever believed you. So I'm really happy.
Believe it. Your dreams come true. Congratulations. Parabéns.
Obrigada. Obrigada todo mundo.
Luana Silva, what a start. You're world number 1 heading to New Zealand. This guy brought a lot of fans with him. He's everyone's favorite surfer. Everyone wishes they could surf like this guy. He won Bells, he won J-Bay, and now he's the champion of Snapper Rocks, Queensland's own Ethan Ewing. Hold that trophy up. There's something about a wave you spend so much time on and all the hard work you've put in, trying new things, calling up Phil Mack, all these new things coming into a campaign. When 2 events went by and everyone's going, what's happening with Ethan's world title campaign? How does it feel now? Winning an event like this for you, so close to home.
Oh, I feel so good. Just winning events is just so hard, man. Like, everyone on tour is just so good. I think I won in 2023, so a few years now, but yeah, all the support's been amazing and just so close to home. It's like, a huge tick off the list.
It's hard to probably name the biggest test you had on finals day. Being in the final with Connor had to mean a lot to you.
For sure, he's been surfing that good, like the best backhand on tour and super dangerous opponent. So he got me in J-Bay last year, so I knew it was going to be super hard. He's a good mate of mine, so yeah, it's been a dream pretty much.
What are your friends like that came from Stradbroke? How would you describe them?
Oh, they're just wild units, like just partying all weekend, but the best support. Like, I wouldn't be able to do it without them. They're best friends ever, so I owe them a lot.
Enjoy this win, man. I know you're at home and it means a lot. Enjoy every second.
Thanks, Joe.
Ethan Ewing, your champion of the Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro, presented by GWM, his 3rd win of his amazing career, and he's right back in the world title race. Well, this queen left the tour for a couple years. She didn't have to come back. She didn't. Her legacy is already defined forever as the GOAT. She represents all of you here on the Gold Coast. She represents Snapper Rocks. She represents this community so well, such an ambassador of the sport, always her big smile. And this comeback didn't start easy. Couple of early losses at the first start of the season, and your queen is officially back. Let's put your hands together for the local hero, your champion of the Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro, presented by GWM, Stephanie Gilmore. Let's get your trophy. At the press conference, Laura looked back at Steph and said, bring it home. She did it. That doesn't create pressure for you, but like a long time before the event started. Bring it home, Steph, bring it home. Bring it home. And that fueled your fire. I'm just so impressed with your comeback, Steph. Leaving the tour for 2 years. Even like coming back into the arena, and it wasn't easy at first, and going, all right, I got to show back up. Did you ever dream this was going to come true?
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't think I would be able to win an event this year. Like, the level of the women's surfing has just excelled at an incredible rate. I watched every event from a distance the last few years, and I always, I had those thoughts like, oh, I don't know if I can do it anymore, but I just, especially if it was ever going to happen, it was here at Snapper Rocks. So the support from everyone, it's my favourite wave in the world, and I just have so much fun out there. Like, it's such a joy to compete here, and I think when you're in that space of having fun, it's, things just kind of fall your way. You ditched school, you got permission to leave school to win back in 2005, now 2026, all these years later. You won so many. You're the most successful surfer of all time, but it almost came easy. I felt like you were years above the rest of the tour for a time, and I think it's fair to say that. But when it doesn't come easy,
when you were saying earlier, man, I got a 7. What do I need to do to get an 8? Then you get a 9.5 in the final. When you're challenged, crazy things happen. What did that feel like?
I'm in a really blessed position, you know, where I've achieved a lot of what I wanted to do in my career. And so when your back's against the wall and you sort of push to go harder and surf better, it's an amazing feeling to have that pressure and to rise to the occasion. And it really brings out the best in you. And so I enjoy those moments a lot. And yeah, that was, I mean, I surfed pretty bad in the start of this event, but I seemed to build house and put on my best few waves in the finals, so that's kind of the ultimate time to do it.
And what a run through the next generation. Aaron Brooks, Betty Lulu in the final. It's crazy looking back to a new generation that's firing you up.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I've just to come back and compete with these women who I'm so inspired by how they surf, and the women's tour is just in such great hands, and I'm so stoked to just be a part of it. And yeah, obviously congrats to Luana. She's just becoming a better competitor and a better surfer every single time she goes out there. So it was really cool to share that final with you. And yeah, I just, Ethan and Connor, you guys are epic. This is just the coolest stage ever. But yeah, I'm so proud. Snapper Rocks this is where my career started as a wild card. So pretty cool to be able to achieve this here 26 years later, which is really scary, but yeah, I'm really proud. Thank you so much for all the support. My team, Snake, Harry, my family, all my friends, everyone that's been down here. You guys are the reason we do this. It just elevates the whole experience.
Congratulations, Steph. Enjoy every second.
Thanks so much, guys.
Stephanie Gilmore, your undisputed queen of Snapper Rocks, your 8-time world champion, breaking her own records. Congratulations to Ethan Ewing, all of our finalists. Enjoy the moment, you guys, here on the beach. Thanks so much for being a part of it. Everyone here, stick around for a Fat Boy DJ to keep us dancing all night long. We'll send it back to Ronnie Blakey on the set for the Stone and Wood Post Show. Thanks so much, everyone.
Good on you, Joe, and great job, as always, in handing those trophies over, and some very happy campers there. Ethan Ewing, a man, a few words, managed to get a couple out during the presentation. Steph Gilmore, eloquent as always, and just acknowledging this crowd. Everyone spoke about it. They were huge and really did inspire big performances from the world's best. Quality conditions over 4 huge days of competition. First light to last light each day, and like I said, so many highlight moments to reflect on it, and big performances from surfers who didn't even feature on finals day. So it is, like you said, Rich, it is a great validation for where pro surfing is at the moment, just the performances that we've seen in the contest this year.
Yeah, it's been incredible, and just when you think that the level can't go any higher, it does, in particular the backhand surfing from Connor. I think everyone on stage acknowledged that, and yeah, it was super exciting to be a part of it. Stoked.
Let's talk about Stephanie Gilmore's run. Really interesting, Steph. A bit of a shocker start to the campaign for her, but she rallied big time here, but it didn't come easy. She kind of tripped her way through the earlier rounds of this event before starting to find some confidence.
Yeah, well, she said it, in the early stages of the event, she didn't feel like she was putting her best surfing forward, and there was heat rust, there was, surfing rust. The body didn't feel great, and she kind of worked her way through it. And by the time she got to the final, she was in vintage form.
I think she's forgotten just what she was experiencing through those earlier rounds. Before she got to the quarters, she didn't have a whole lot to celebrate other than just scrapping through those early round heats, Jessie.
Prior to the quarters, she couldn't really get above a 7. She was really stuck in that 6-point range. And then she hit this quarterfinal with Katie Simmers. And this is where we really started to see Steph click out of that retirement mode and click back into this 8-time world champion mode and getting tubed. Dimity caught this one, pushing the trolley down through Little Marley here. But she just has an undeniable connection with this wave. And to take down Katie Simmers and then go into a heat with Nadia Aristabe, who was arguably one of the best surfers of the entire event, into a final with Lulu and keep building and finding her stride in every single heat, it was beyond impressive.
We're going to see highlights of Steph here, but can we give a massive tip of the cap to Nadia Aristabe? I think she laid down the biggest backhand turn I've ever seen in competition at this event. It was unbelievable just what she found at this contest.
Yeah, for sure. The backhand attack of Nadia was incredible, just squaring up completely, going vertical. But Steph found a way. That was the first time she got into that excellent range.
Yeah, dropped an 8-point rider, and then you kind of got the feeling that she had tapped back into the kind of form that's seen her win 33 CT events before this final, and she just went mad in the final.
This wave, it was the 9.5. It was such an exceptional wave. And you know it's a good wave when you make involuntary noises, and that's exactly what I did on that wave. I was like, oh, sorry.
The whole beach was grunting their way through this one. Steph.
Do it all the time, don't worry about it.
So much power, it's so committed and in the critical section, but without losing any of that magic flow and style to her surfing.
Yeah, she kind of found that magic board too, and she worked that out with Snako, who you see there just absolutely losing his mind, along with Darren Hanley. But yeah, you know, they worked through the equipment, different changes of fins to finally find that board that just got it in perfect sync.
Yeah, Jake Patterson, as a coach, hasn't had a whole lot to celebrate this year. Erin Brooks and Steph Gilmore have been meeting in heats. Al Cleland Jr.'s had a tough go at it. Kanoa, he's surfed really well, but hasn't wrestled the big result away from the Aussie Treble. So Jake was absolutely losing his mind when Steph got the victory today. And she is charging up the rankings, as we mentioned, moving up into the top 10 now. And Luana Silva, she has just reached an incredible career milestone, taking the #1 position on the ratings.
Oh my gosh, she's going to be in yellow going into Raglan. And I was thinking, watching that celebration of her getting second place up on stage, and if someone had told her she was going to have a quarterfinal in 2 seconds and walk away with the yellow jersey at the end of the Aussie Treble, although you don't have a win, that's a massive win to walk away with, just knowing that you are world #1 for the first time in your career. And 12 months ago, it was a completely different story. So Lulu growing with every single event.
She sure is. We're going to have a bit more world title chatter, but right now we didn't get a chance to play it for you earlier, and Steph has obviously had some time to digest the win, but Vaughan Blakey did catch up with her directly after her final. Let's hear what she had to say.
Steph Gilmore, congratulations. You are the Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro, presented by GWM, champion. You could argue it's been the best ever Gold Coast Pro. The crowds have been insane. The surfing has been elite. Why shouldn't the greatest of all time take this thing out?
Oh my goodness. Yeah, no, I can't believe it. Like you said, this has been the best weekend of surfing. The waves have been pumping. Snapper's delivered the absolute perfect goods for us. All the Aussies are in the final, and the men's here now. Luana's in the gold jersey. You know, this has just been a wonderful event for all the finalists. And oh my God, I literally didn't think I was going to win an event this year. I cannot believe I won this event. This is crazy, but I feel like I just got better and better every heat, and I finally pieced it together in the final there. And I still, you know, I feel there's more in the tank, but it's funny, I paddle out in finals and I just switch in, you know, things that I have so much clarity out there, and it's just great. It's so much fun. And looking back at the beach, that was just the most unbelievable scene.
Mate, in the first 2 events, you didn't have a chance to get momentum. You know, it was early round knockouts, and in this event, it was shaky stuff at the start. But as you did build, you definitely saved the best to last. That was just a commanding performance in the final.
Thank you. Yeah, I just feel like I was, you know, figuring out my equipment. Each heat I was losing a bit more of the nerves, or just accepting the nerves and accepting the fact that, you know, maybe I'm not the best surfer anymore on all the free surf days, but if I can put it together in a heat, then I can still get there all the way to the end. So yeah, it's been a really interesting journey, but I seriously didn't think I could go all the way to a win, but this, if it was ever going to happen somewhere, this is it.
It seems hard to believe, to think that you would think that, but you know, when you made the decision to come back, what was it like? Were there restless nights? Were you sort of fearing that you might not have what it takes? Were you sort of having to overcome those sort of doubts?
Of course. And you know, those 2 first events where I lost first round, and I was thinking, oh, you know, you kind of got to lose the ego. But like when you're in the height of your peak of your winnings, like earlier on in my career, it's like you just feel invincible, and you kind of have to like detach from that person or whatever that was and be like, okay, I'm something new, I'm something different, I've learnt a lot, I've changed a bit, and just accept what it is and approach things with a fresh mind. And I've just, at the end of the day, it's enjoying the process, whatever it may be. And this whole week has been just so much fun. Like every time I'm out there, and I always want to be chirpy to the other girls in the heat, like, how sick is this? Look at the beach, it's so awesome. And they're very focused. I'm like, okay, don't say anything. But winning here as a 17-year-old as a wild card, I had so many similar feelings out there then of just like, I love it. I love it so much. When you have this passion for whatever it is that you're doing, you find a way to make it work.
That was 26 years ago. I think there's no better validation than to make the final. You took out incredible.
How many years ago?
26.
Oh my
Sorry about that. Yeah, I was thinking about not bringing it up, but guess what? There's no better validation. You took out the entire roll call of the prodigious talent on tour, Katie, Erin, etc., and the world number one in the final.
That's the best way to do it. Just tear through the pack and save the best for last. But like I said, a lot of my feelings of those restless nights of, can I do this anymore? Do I have it in me to be there? And it's because I've been watching all the women's events from a distance and just thinking, oh my goodness, like these girls are insane. The level just gets higher and higher every time. And I'm such a fan of all of those women. And I just, I can't believe where the sport's at now and where it's heading in the future. And I just wanted to be a part of it, and to have this moment here like this is just, I'm tripping out.
A public holiday at your home break and literally tearing the bag so hard. Mate, of course, the conversation now is going to go from, well, can I win an event to can I win a world title? Like, that's where this convo is leading. Like, now that you've found form, now that we've seen you light up on that level, it has to be the next question. And I know you're a competitor, so it's right there.
Yeah, no, of course, I'm competitive, and I have so many weaknesses in the events coming up, so it's just a great challenge for me, see if I can rise to the occasion and improve my weaknesses and show up against these young women who are just pushing the boundaries like you've never seen. So I'm up for the challenge, but like I said, this was a surprise to me, so I'll take it one step at a time, one trophy at a time. Thanks.
You just won your 34th CT. You're an absolute legend. You're the best ever, and this entire crowd is so frothing to share this moment with you at your home beach. Congratulations, Steph Gilmore.
Thank you, guys.
Bonsoy, Gold Coast Pro Champion. Enjoy the win.
Thank you so much. This has been unreal, guys. Thanks for all the support. The beach, look at this. It's insane. Best day ever.
Definitely right up there for Stephanie Gilmore. Absolutely buzzing. And good just to feel that energy from Steph. We have to have a chat about it. There was a bit of banter going around before the tour got underway about this new generation and how they're going to fare against these returning multiple champions. Betty Lou in particular kind of put it out there. She said, I think my generation's going to smoke them. Well, Steph worked her way through the best of the new gen. Erin Brooks, Katie Simmers, Betty Lou and Luana Silva. Luana Silva's kind of holding it down for the new generation now. 2 finals back-to-back, the number 1 surfer in the world. But when you look at who's shutting out these events, Gabrielle O'Brien, sure, she got it done at Bells, but Lakey Peterson, veteran campaigner over in WA, and now Stephanie Gilmore here. Huge.
It's pretty crazy when you think about it. I was really giddy and excited about that call that Betty Lou made. And I was thinking, you know what, good on her. Good on her going out on a limb and saying that. But it's also going to fuel the fire of the GOATs who have years of experience on this new generation. Yes, they've got airs. Yes, they've got this new hunger and fire for competition. But when Steph clicks into gear, especially at Snapper Rocks, it's hard for anyone to beat her. And she proved that today.
I love it. Yeah, I don't want Betty Lou to at all feel like we're discouraging her from throwing comments like that, because it's got everyone fired up. It makes you invest in those big heats, Rich, and watching Betty Lou and Steph surf against one another was awesome.
Yeah, that was a great heat because we were all invested because of the comment and obviously the setup, having the GOAT involved as well. So, yeah, it's good stuff. Love it. Keep the banter coming.
Even though the veterans have taken the wins in the last 2 events, when we have a look at the GWM Aussie Treble, you will see that young guard holding it down at the top end of the ranks. Luana Silva, congratulations. The GWM Aussie Treble champion. Gabriel O'Brien right up there. Molly Picklum sitting in 4th. Lakey, of course, maintaining her position at the top. She had another good run through the contest here too.
She did. Lakey did. And Lakey came really close to getting the GWM Tank 300 too. So Lulu just took the keys out of both Gabby and Lakey's hands. And if you look at those top 4 names, they're really hard names to take down. So good on Lulu.
Let's wind the clock back and have a look at the consistency and the magic that Luana Silva's been threading together on her run through these 3 events.
Yeah, so it was at this exact moment last year when Luana Silva made the final against Isabella Nichols, and things started to click. She started to believe in herself. The confidence was there. The surfing started to build. And with each heat, she just got better and better. And this is the type of performance that she showed at Margaret River to go all the way to a second. So that was another final appearance. And then here on the Gold Coast, she just looks sensational from her first heat.
Yeah, Jesse, you can pick up on it. I mean, you've tracked her career so closely. The way she runs down to a heat now has you thinking, wow, she is just brimming with confidence.
It's insane to see how much she's grown. I spent a lot of the QS actually competing against her. So Lulu, she's always had this undeniable fire to come up and try and take down those really big names, even when we were Groms. So for her to transition that on the highest stage, take it to the women that we've looked up to our entire life on the best waves in the world, it's pretty impressive to see Lulu just grow into the incredible competitor and woman that she is today.
Yeah, super consistent. She's had 4 finals now, yet to break through for the victory. It must be starting to be a bit of a pain point for her, but she will get there. But consistency has her on the top of the ratings at the moment.
I think with the consistency that she's enjoying, the loss didn't sting her as much as it has in the past because she's in such a fantastic position. I mean, she's in a title race now.
Yeah.
So I think Leandro would be assuring her, it's like, hey, it will come if you keep competing this way and putting on the performances you are. So that was the least affected I've seen her. Obviously, winning a new GWM Tank 300 takes the pain out of the loss in the final. But, yeah, she's looking deadly. Really is surfing very well.
I'm loving it from Lulu. Honestly, I just feel like there's also a little bit of sass in her surfing and approach to her heat. And I think get sassy with it if that's what's going to get you to a win. And for her, just taking everything in her stride as well. You can see the maturity in her surfing. It's something that Lakey said over at Margs is her time will come. And yes, it's so annoying 4 finals now and not cracking that win. But I can guarantee you that there's probably going to be lots of wins in her future. So Lulu, she's coming so close and her time is definitely coming.
Let's talk about Gabriel Medina, one of the other multiple champions making a CT return, and he claimed the GWM Aussie Treble on the men's side with incredible consistency across the 3 events. Got stopped by a rampaging Felipe Toledo at this event, but still put up good numbers in that loss.
Yeah, he sure did. That was, well, it was one of the heats of the year so far, for sure. But Gabriel, again, he has been super consistent and strong through the opening 3 events of the season, and it sees him out on top. A couple of other of his Brazilian mates up there in the top 5, Sammy Pupo and Miggy Pupo, and good to see a couple of the Aussies in there, George and Ethan, with their wins respectively at Margaret's and here at the Goldie.
Let's look back on the magic, and he opened so strong down there at Bells Beach. The power, the speed and flow was on fire, and his boards look great too, Jess.
It was a similar story to Steph. You know, there was that question mark around of, okay, does he still have it? Is he still going to bring his A game? Of course he is. He's Gabe Medina. It just, everywhere he went, he just put fire and mongrel in his surfing, especially over at Margie's here. Honestly, I thought he was going to be untouchable over at Margs. GP really threw a spanner in the works, taking the win over there. And then to come here, this was one of the best heats I've ever seen with my own 2 eyes. I mean, this heat between Gabby and Felipe Toledo was just magic, really.
Yeah, it was. I think, you know, Felipe Toledo went to a whole nother stratosphere in his performance, but Medina was still rock solid, Rich, and his timing and power almost comparable to what we saw from Connor O'Leary.
Yeah, right there with Connor, and well, it was actually a tip of the cap from Gabriel saying that he believes Connor's, you know, the benchmark of backhand surfing. But Gabriel made a very impressive speech there. You can tell he's happy. You can tell he's super excited to be around it. He's still being inspired by all of his peers. And I've never seen him surf so much. He's one of those guys that generally or typically hasn't done a lot of surfing around the events. He's out there every day, first out, going through a bunch of boards. He's really tuned into the whole equipment thing, searching for an edge. Love to see it.
Yeah, he came and called that 4th quarter final with us too.
Oh, he's a unit. He's so big.
He is so ripped and ready to go. He looks super fit. And so many of the Championship Tour competitors do. Well, I think he's returned with that fire after a huge break last year. Conor O'Leary after a win last year. Looks like he's really sharpened up physically too. That's paying off in a big way. Felipe Toledo, Ethan Ewing, they're all just looking like absolute thoroughbreds. And the race is on both tours. When we saw the GWM Aussie Treble rankings there, the story of these veterans and the new gen is playing out in the top 10. It is really shaping up to be one of the best races for a title I think we've ever seen.
Yeah, super exciting. The fact that we've gone back to the old system of accumulative points through the year, and we'll get a showdown at Pipeline, it just makes me so excited. I'm stoked to see that. And super excited to see what happens at the next event at Raglan. We're going to go left.
Yeah, bring it on. Can't wait for that. I believe that we're going to have a look at the Aussie Treble rankings. Excuse me, we're going to have a look at the Boost Mobile heat of the day. And, man, this could have been any number of clashes. Obviously, so many great narratives playing out, but we chose this one based purely on performance and that it went right down to the wire with the result decided on the sand.
You guys were in the booth calling it. Flick, Joe and I were in the green room screaming at the TV in this heat. This was just epic surfing. Honestly, if anyone was going to take Ethan down, it was going to be Lobby. His point pedigree is easily one of the best on tour. This wave in particular, we were literally losing it in there. And then Ethan came back. I thought Lobby had won the heat based on that wave. You look out the back, Ethan is just going to town on such a perfect wave at Snapper. And then I haven't seen one bowl out quite like this wave did through the inside. You got a sick little tube, and just look how below sea level this one goes, and he just tucks right in, gets spat out, and goes straight to the final based on that wave.
That was the probably the thickest little nuggety pit that we saw in the event too, Rich.
Yeah, it certainly was. Had a bit of everything on that wave, and a worthy heat with the scores 16.33 v 15.30 for Liam O'Brien, but just 2 point surfers at the height of their powers. In incredible conditions with the crowd going mad and behind them. You know, it lifted their performance for sure.
Liam O'Brien, he wanted it really bad. That was his third semi-final finish now. He desperately, I think, wants to crack that final. There was frustration, which was great to see from him. It means that he's really fired up to get there.
Well, I think there was frustration because he actually had priority, and had he waited, he could have had that final wave that Ethan Ewing got the 9 on. So, you know, you relive those memories in your mind when you're competing at that level. But, you know, a couple of Stone and Woods will take the edge off tonight.
It sure will. Looking forward to it. The Murphy power move of the event. Let's check it out. Unbelievable. Again, there was so many to pick from, but we have gone with Felipe Toledo. This guy, when he is on, he is near unbeatable. Didn't have it in the semi-final today, but earlier in the contest just completely blew our minds.
Yeah, this was vintage Felipe Toledo, just putting some of the most on-edge manoeuvres we've ever seen out here at Snapper Rocks. Just full tilt, 6th gear, 8th gear, whatever you want to call it. Just full throttle and completely on edge. So worthy of the power move.
Yeah, he is going to be just so deadly this season. It feels like it's going to be really interesting to see now that he's got that feeling and got himself a semi-final result where he takes that when we head over to New Zealand. But yeah, Felipe Toledo right back in that world title conversation. Let's have a look at the Shaper rankings presented by Vea, and it was a big event for Darren Hanley. Sharp Eye also had a couple of surfers on absolute fire. But we've got a new front runner, Rich. Yeah,
we sure do. DHD, clean sweep today. I think he actually had 3 of the 4 surfers in the finals. So amazing stuff. I mean, DH has done so much work out here. This wave in particular has influenced so much of his shaping style and refinement over the last couple of decades. Honourable mention, obviously, to JS as well, also from these parts. And great to see these line up. I did, as I mentioned through the event, Hoster, the Shaper night, and there was definitely friendly fire. These guys take these ratings very, very seriously. Make no mistake about that, and we're going to see this chop and change through the season.
It wasn't a tangible contest between the Shapers previously. You know, they would just go, oh, God, DH had 2 winners today. Bummer. But now they see those ratings, and they're really into it. They're competing, and they rib each other hard.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
So, it's on.
It's so on. I actually got to tell Darren that he was in the lead now on the rankings, and he was just going, oh, yes. Like, he was so stoked and so frothing to have the clean sweep, have 3 of the 4 finalists in there. It was actually 5 of the 8 semi-finalists too, across both fields. So he really did have an incredible event over here on the Gold Coast, and I believe we're not going to see that smile come off his face for quite some time.
Yeah, definitely not tonight. He'll try and wash it away, but it won't work, I don't think.
No.
Let's talk about this next event, because the surfers on the championship tour are going to get the opportunity. No, we're going to pivot. We're going to go into the BioGland Daily Dose. Bring it on. The Pupo brothers meeting early in the event, and they had a great battle, both showing incredible form through the GWM Aussie Treble, but Sammy Pupo, lightning fast, Toledo-esque performance from him.
Yeah, Toledo 2.0, as he was named by his brother, and really just showing all that precision, flair, power and speed, among other things. And Sammy was on a heater against his brother here. Total domination, really. Miggy in fine form, and he's had an incredible Aussie leg himself, obviously getting the win down there at Bells Beach. But with manoeuvres like that, geez, he just took control of this one.
An honourable mention to Sammy Pupo. He really was the standout of the entire GWM Aussie Treble. Just the flow he found, the confidence he found, he's completely shifted into a different gear, and he's going to have a title run this year, I reckon.
No doubt, yeah. Coming in at number 4, Carissa Moore. Early in the event, a buzzer beater moment for her in a very difficult heat, and she was emotional.
I could not believe the tears that we saw from Carissa Moore. It really just does show how much it means to these goats coming back. Carissa, she had a bit of a rough trot, wasn't feeling well. This is the first time she's ever travelling as a family, so there would be a lot of adjustments compared to when she was back on the tour before she took some time off. But the fact that she's back in such fine form and then giving the future generation advice where she can really does scream volumes to the person that she is.
What an inspiration, the 5-time world champ, travelling as a new mum and campaigning for a world title. Love her work and can't wait to continue to watch her year come together. Coming in at number 3, on paper, it was an incredible matchup. Felipe Toledo taking on Medina, the 2 most successful surfers on the championship tour, leaving it all on the line. Yeah,
this felt like one of those special heats for the ages, kind of like the Karen Oki heat from Bells Beach, way back. 2 surfers at the height of their powers, just going out at one front side, one backside, but with manoeuvres like this, it was Felipe's day. He could not be stopped. Every single turn was just on edge. Just pinpoint accuracy, and the read on this wave, he has got it just on lock. He has an affinity with his place and a couple of wins. Really hard to stop this man.
Epic sportsmanship between these 2 greats, and they will go down as absolute greats, and they're still campaigning.
That heat's going to go in the vault for sure.
It sure is. Coming in at number 2, our men's winner, Ethan Ewing. A Queenslander competing in front of a hometown crowd on a public holiday here. Snapper Rocks lined up beautifully for him, and he put that sublime rail work to show.
There was arguably more Ewing jerseys down here than anyone else. There were so many number 33s running around on little grums down here on the beach. This is as close to home as it's going to get for Ethan Ewing here. So to take a win in what has been a while between drinks here for Ethan Ewing, in such fine form, working with the brilliance of Phil McNamara as well. He just really did create this perfect storm, and you know what? I'm not surprised he won here. His surfing on this platform, on this canvas, it's arguably some of the best we've ever seen. So Ethan Ewing, he mentioned in his posted interview, he's got his title campaign back on track, and I'm looking forward to seeing him go left over at Raglan.
Yeah, what a performance. His 3rd championship tour win, and jumping up to 4th place on the championship tour rankings. It took him a while to applaud that crowd, but he let them know that he really appreciated their support, and they lifted him to a magic victory there. Solid work in the final. Won that opening exchange and didn't look back. Reference his mates too, thank them for their support. Called them a bunch of units. And there he is with the trophy. And coming in at number 1, it was always going to be Stephanie Gilmore, the 8-time world champ, returning to the CT this year after taking a couple of years off. And she really found her form when it mattered.
I'll make a confession. After the first 2 events, I was sort of wondering whether Steph was going to click back into gear, whether those competitive juices were going to really ignite that immaculate style of surfing that we're used to seeing from Steph Gilmore. She shook off the rust, and through this event she built just so beautifully, and she went into vintage form. By the time she made the final, she was back and almost looking every bit a world title contender. We just see the camp there just absolutely lighting it up. 2 Queensland winners. Is tomorrow going to be a public holiday as well? I tell you what, we're going to see.
Steph's a New South Wales. Thank you very much, Richie.
Well, we're going to see a lot of we're going to see a lot of people putting in for sick leave tomorrow. That's for sure.
But Steph Gilmore absolutely buzzing. She tripped her way through the first 2 heats that she served.
Yeah.
And even then, she wasn't looking like the event favourite. But you give her time to build, you give her more time in this lineup, she'll punish you for it. And she proved that.
Oh, you can't doubt the GOAT at Snapper Rocks, and you can't doubt the GOAT full stop. She has proven herself time and time again. Darren's boards look incredible under her feet. It was pretty funny. I ran into Blaze, his head glasser, and I was with Darren, and Darren goes, "Yes, Blaze, we're working tomorrow." Before Blaze got to say anything, he goes, then just like across his shoulder. So, yeah, there might be a couple of sickies called in tomorrow, Rich.
I love that. That was such a key event for Steph. You look at this schedule and just the actual trailblazing that's been happening in the waves of consequence. This was Steph's best chance at getting that 34th victory, and she converted. And that's huge just based on how the start of her season's gone.
Yeah, it's amazing and a huge confidence boost for her. And it's sort of strange talking about the GOAT needing a confidence boost, but she's obviously been watching from afar the last couple of years. She wanted to be part of the party again, and she's just walked in with the pom-poms going, "I'm back." Yeah. She's ready to go.
And she needed that win because it'll fuel her confidence when she gets to those other locations where she's had success. You think about El Salvador, easily could take that event out. Trestles.
Yeah.
I think for all of the competitors, you have to convert on the ways where you have a performance edge over your rivals, and they're kind of the ones that Steph's got to get it done at.
And Steph would know that as well by not converting at Bells and Margie's, that there was a lot of points missed out in those 2 events. Erin put up a really good fight over at Margie's. So then going to Raglan, where she openly mentioned that her backhand is the weakest part of her surfing. So knowing that she's going there next, and it is a wink league, for her to be able to get a win here and confidently know that she's got something to give for the back half of the season, this is the perfect time for Steph to start gearing up for a really great fighter at both of those stops that you mentioned running.
Yeah, let's talk about this event for the first time this year, really, bar a couple of waves in the West. The surfers are going to get the chance to straighten out their spines going left. And this is such a unique one because it's a new location. It's a different kind of wave, Rich, with a kind of unpredictable canvas to work with.
Yeah, it's true. Raglan's an interesting wave. It's got different sections to it. It's got a different slope to the face of the wave as well. I know a lot of the goofy footers are literally rubbing their hands together. I can see, Gabe doing incredibly well. I can see Yago bouncing back in a big way, and it's going to be up to the natural footers to sort of work out this wave and really find their form. So I think we'll see a couple of them jet over there early this week and start working on it. It's back to work in a few days.
I love Raglan. I really do. I've been there a couple of times now. I adore the wave. It's got a really fun bowl out the start, especially on the low tide. You can even get barreled out there. I was over there just a couple of weeks ago, actually, and I saw Jack Robbo getting barreled at the top of Manu Bay there. And then it does hit this weird little section through the middle, but that end bowl is so fun. It's so easy to tee off on, especially on your backhand. So I feel like we're really going to see just who kind of highlight who spends time going left, especially in the off season, and who hasn't. It is pretty cool that we've got a left-hand point on tour.
Yeah, and the only server that's really going to have that local edge, there's two of them, is Billy Stammen, the wild card, and the winner of the trial. So that, on the men's side, that's going to be super interesting to watch play out. And on the women's side,
yeah, Tom Butlin actually won King Queen of the Point, so he's going to be joining the championship tour over there. He came here to Snapper this week. He's been here the entire week to get a feel of the event because he's quite nervous. He's never even been to a CT event before, so decided to fly over the ditch, get the experience. And then on the women's side, 15-year-old Alani Morris, she won, beat Paige Harriman, a buzzer beater over there at Raglan, and that's her home wave. So those two are really going to put up a good fight. And, of course, Billy Stammen's won like 1 million times at Raglan. So he's been training really hard. It's exciting.
Yeah, and Billy's got that way figured out on the backhand. He's got the kind of turn, it's a bit of a trademark move for him that he can go to that's super explosive, big, nose pick, fin ditch. So I think we can expect to see him pull that out of the bag.
It's another high-performance wave where we're going to. It's not super consequential unless it gets really, really big. But I dare say some of the natural footers will be going and maybe putting vision of Connor in their mirror and going, okay, that's what we got to start doing. So, yeah, it's going to be great to watch.
It's going to be awesome. The event window kicks off May 15th. Make sure you check out worldsurfleague.com because you can check out those brackets and see what the head-to-head matchups look like in those earlier rounds. We have so many highlights. We're going to crack these things. We're going to sit back and watch them play out. We'll see you over in New Zealand. Enjoy the week.
Stop 3 of the World Surf League Championship Tour. The waves are pumping, the water's warm. This is the dream realized.
It's so on, it's on. Should we dance out of this shot?
Check it. Yo, I got MCE sewn on my chest. I run into the booth like Superman and leave the mic blessed. You really shouldn't test Laz at all. I'm so ahead.
At the buzzer.
Last way back in 89. See, I dabbled in a life of crime. But I don't need to talk about
Tucks into a little tube.
And that was clutch.
You take the win.
But I've been told to write these hot joints and lock this game for real. That's why the grind never ever stops.
Big high five from Julian Wilson, a past champ.
From the block, I'm like that bully that you can't defeat. There won't be none of that crazy.
4 compact moves, perfectly executed.
Gennady Aero Starbay clicking a couple beautiful turns.
Against drums and bass line. At a quarter to, and what you got is a hit record, dude. Everybody, please relax. Everyone stay calm.
Right down to the sky.
Lazarus came to drop bombs. Tell your brother, your sister, tell your pops, your moms, it's okay. Everybody, please relax.
Lobbyland.
There's nothing quite like watching Steph Gilmore at Snapper Rocks. It's a privilege.
If anyone could sniff a tube out, it is Jack Robinson. Grabs the wall with both hands, finds the funnel.
It could be the biggest record crowd we've ever seen in Australia.
This is about as close as you get. Feel that energy in you.
Gabriel Medina moving on. Gabriella Bryan carves her way through and she wants more. Good look at section for Nadiero Starbay. She tags it off the roof.
A big looking wave.
Katie, she's going to take off late. Does well to make the drop. Tucks in. You got to love the bravado. monster crowd down here, and this Sunday will go down in the books.
I would just like to start off the morning with a quote from Art of War, Sun Tzu. In the mix of chaos, the calm surfer finds the line. The beach is already packed.
Estimating how many people?
1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8.
It is finals day.
And if you ask any surfer in the world, they would say, I'd like to surf like Ethan Ewing.
Yeah.
That turn was unbelievable. I don't think I've ever done a turn like that.
How about that? Steph Gilmore is in another final here at Snapper Rocks.
How was that? The play's back.
Ethan Ewing now. He'll get his opportunity. Nice blast through the lip. Hammering down the line here. Thinking about a pit. Grabs the wall. Tucks in. Gets spat out. Woo! And some frustration from Liam O'Brien. He knows the deal.
Oh, big carve. Straight into the money turn on that one.
We are gearing up all the finals. Stephanie Gilmore will take on Luana Silva. Connor O'Leary will go up against Ethan Ewing.
The Queen is using all of her powers on her home break today on a public holiday in Queensland. Stephanie Gilmore has done it again. She is your champion of the Bonsoy Gold Coast Pro, presented by GWM.
And Ethan Ewing is your 2026 champion.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.